Imagine a stone so intelligent, it heals its own cracks when it gets wet. We are taught that history is a straight line of progress. We are told we are the pinnacle of human achievement because we have glass screens and wireless signals. But your modern world is crumbling. Our bridges rot in 50 years. Our skyscrapers require constant maintenance. 2,000 years ago, the Romans built a civilization that functioned without a single watt of electricity. Yet their structures still stand today. They did not just build, they engineered immortality into the very molecules of their materials. Your smartphone is designed to fail in 3 years. Roman concrete was designed to outlast the empire. You have been sold a lie of technological superiority to keep you paying for planned obsolescence. In the next 10 minutes, we are stripping away the myth of modern genius. I'm going to expose the 7 forgotten Roman technologies that make our current world look like a fragile prototype. You will see how they moved stones weighing hundreds of tons with the precision of a surgeon. You will discover a communication network that sent messages across continents at the speed of a gallop. By the end of this, you will realize that we have not been moving forward. We have been relearning a fraction of what was lost. We are going to recover the blueprint of an empire that conquered time itself. You feel the frustration every time your internet lags or your car breaks down. You live in a world of high-tech gadgets that are fundamentally fragile. You are dependent on a power grid that could collapse in a heartbeat. Deep down, there is a nagging sense of insecurity. You realize that if the lights went out, you would not know how to bring water to your home or heat your room. You have traded actual physical resilience for digital convenience. You are living in a house of cards, admiring the wallpaper while the foundation turns to dust. You are a passenger in a high-speed vehicle with no brakes and a driver who forgot the destination. The psychology of the modern era is rooted in distraction. If they can keep you looking at a glowing screen, you will not notice the quality of the world around you. This is the cult of the new. By convincing you that newer always means better, corporations ensure a constant stream of revenue. The Romans had a different psychology. They built for the eternal city. Their status was not defined by how quickly they could replace something, but by how long their legacy would endure. They understood that true power is not found in complex, fragile systems, but in mastering the fundamental laws of physics. They did not need software because they perfected the hardware of reality. Look at the ships of Lake Nemi, 2 enormous floating palaces built for the Emperor Caligula. These were not just boats, they were marvels of mechanical engineering over 200 feet long. When modern archaeologists found them, they discovered something that should not have existed 2 millennia ago. They found bronze roller bearings. These are the ancestors of the ball bearings in your car wheels and your hard drives. The Romans used them in winches and steering mechanisms to move massive weights with minimal friction. While the rest of the world was dragging stones through the mud, Roman engineers were making the world roll. They solved the problem of friction with simple, elegant geometry that we did not reinvent for nearly 1,500 years. To understand how Rome surpassed us, we must break down their 7 most defiant inventions. The first is Roman concrete. Our modern concrete is weak. It reacts with salt water and rusts from the inside out because of the steel rebar we hide within it. Roman concrete used volcanic ash and lime. When seawater hits it, it triggers a chemical reaction that grows crystals, filling in cracks and making the structure stronger over time. It is a biological response in a mineral form. It is self-healing. They built harbors that have survived 2,000 years of crashing waves, while our sea walls crumble in decades. The second is the aqueduct system. Rome brought fresh water over 50 miles using nothing but gravity. They calculated a slope of just a few inches every mile. A single miscalculation and the water would stop, or the channels would burst. They did not have electric pumps. They used the Earth's own weight. They supplied multi-story buildings and public fountains with a constant flow that put modern plumbing to shame. They understood that water is life, so they made it a public masterpiece rather than a metered commodity. The third is the Roman road. The Romans built over 50,000 miles of paved highways. These were not just dirt paths. They were layered with heavy stones, gravel, and paving slabs, built with a slight crown so rain would run off. Many of these roads still form the base of modern European highways. They created the first global positioning system with milestones that told every traveler exactly how far they were from the heart of the empire. They turned the planet into a grid of efficiency. Chirurgia, the Roman medical kit, had tools that are hauntingly similar to modern equipment. They used scalpels, bone levers, and even speculums. They performed brain surgery and removed cataracts with precision. They used vinegar and honey for their antiseptic properties long before the germ theory of disease was discovered. They kept their legions alive and fighting through medical knowledge that was later buried during the Dark Ages. The fifth is the onager and the siege engine. These were the computers of the battlefield. They used torsion, the energy of twisted ropes, to launch projectiles with mathematical accuracy. They understood the physics of tension and release so deeply they could bring down stone walls from hundreds of yards away. It was a purely mechanical form of artillery that required no gunpowder, just an intimate knowledge of material stress. The sixth is the hypercaust. This was central heating for the ancient world. They built floors on brick pillars, so hot air from a furnace could circulate underneath. They heated their homes and massive public baths from the ground up. It was a more efficient and more comfortable heat than the drafty fireplaces used by kings 1,000 years later. They mastered the climate of their interior spaces, while the rest of the world huddled around open pits of smoke. The seventh is the Acta Diurna. This was the world's first daily newspaper. Carved in stone or metal and posted in public places, it carried news of trials, births, deaths, and even sports results. It was a social network made of rock. It ensured that the citizens were informed and connected to the pulse of the state. They knew that information was the glue of an empire, and they made sure that glue was as permanent as the buildings they lived in. We have traded a legacy of stone for a legacy of silicon. We have exchanged the self-healing harbor for the cracked screen. The Romans did not have the internet, but they had a connectivity that was built into the physical earth. They did not have electricity, but they had a mastery of energy that was clean, quiet, and eternal. We are living in a period of high-tech amnesia. We have forgotten that the most advanced solution is often the one that does not require a plug. You are not more advanced than a Roman engineer. You are just more distracted. Their world was built to last forever. Yours is built to be replaced. The ghosts of Roman genius are all around you. Hidden in the ruins, we are too arrogant to study properly. Every time you cross a bridge or turn on a tap, you are using a shadow of their brilliance. But the Romans were not just engineers of stone. They were masters of the human mind and the dark arts of control. While they were building aqueducts, they were also developing psychological tactics to keep their massive population from revolting. To see the 7 psychological tricks the Caesars used to turn a republic into a submissive empire, you need to watch this next video. The blueprint for modern power was written in blood long before the first computer was ever turned on. Stay curious, stay sovereign.